Welcome back, folks, to the Phoenix Fight Garage. I am the Fight Father. In case this is your first time, make sure you're subscribed. This is just the beginning. We're just getting started. This is episode 6. We're breaking down the main event of Garry versus Carlos Prates. We got Anthony Lionheart Smith versus Zhang, the Mountain Tiger Min Yang. Not the greatest fight night, but shit, why would I bitch? I get to watch more fights next Saturday. Let's go. And they're in Kansas City, not exactly my hometown, but I did grow up in the Midwest. So I said, fuck it. Let's run it back. Let's give a quick breakdown. We're also going to be breaking down UFC Des Moines, which is right around the corner, which is my hometown. Very excited for that matchup with Sandhagen versus Figueiredo. We got Bo Nickel on that card. And, of course, the Iowa boy, Jeremy Stevens. I'm psyched. I'm psyched to be here. I'm ready to go. It's nice to be in April, and no, we just got done with 314. I'm sure you enjoyed that with Diego Lopez and Volk going the distance. I'm sure you enjoyed Bryce Mitchell getting put to fucking sleep. God, it was beautiful. And then, of course, what else did we miss? Oh, Michael Chandler, the worst electric loser in UFC history, now 2-5. We broke that down in the Phoenix Fight Garage, and we tried to tell you Michael Chandler is an electric loser. And it was proven with Paddy Pimblett really starting to blossom into his own. So, we're going to dive into this. 314 was awesome. 315 is coming soon up in Montreal with Bilal Muhammad versus Jack Maddalena. But we will get to that. Let's dive into this. I want to make this one a little more condensed tonight. Bring this down for you. Get it out so you can look into some bets, maybe some fight breakdowns before the actual fight night shows up. So let's dive in. Like I mentioned, Garry versus Carlos Prates is the last fight of the night, the main event. We've got Anthony Smith versus Zhang Min Yang, the Mountain Tiger. We've got Giga Chikadze, the Georgian, versus David Onama, the Ugandan. We've got Michael Pereira versus the Brazilian versus Magomedov. We've got Randy Brown, the Jamaican, versus Nicholas Dalby, the Denmark dude. And then Ikram Aliskerov versus Andre Muniz. We'll get into that as well. But we've got people from all over the world fighting on this card, and it's in Kansas City. So let's get into it. We've got the first fight. I'm not even going to really discuss Ikram Aliskerov versus Andre Muniz. Aliskerov is a minus 650 Russian. If their name ends in OV, it's not a bad bet. So, we're just going to skip over that one. I'm going Ikram Aliskerov. Look into it if you want, but don't look too hard, because that's going to be a wrap quick. Moving into our next one is Randy Brown, the Jamaican, at 19-6 versus Nicholas Dalby, the Denmark dude, at 23-5-1. He has not won since November of 23. Oh, and if you haven't been here before, don't forget, when you hear that noise, you're taking a puff, you're taking a rip, you're taking a drink, whatever you're getting into. As you can see, I got myself a nice little stogie tonight. I got myself a Crown and Coke. We're living life. Easter's tomorrow. I can't complain. So, back into it here. Dalby, Brown, Jamaican, Denmark. Randy Brown has beaten a lot of guys. But when he fights guys like Brian Battle or Jack Della Maddalena, he loses. So this is an average guy with Nicholas Dalby coming at him. So I'm not going to lie to you, even though Dalby only has 5 losses, I kind of like Randy Brown here. He's kind of quick-hearted, quick with the feet, moving into his takedowns. I like Randy Brown. I don't want to call him electric quite yet, but the last time I saw him fight, it was worth the watch. And he has a 4-inch height advantage, so I'm taking Brown on this one, but we'll come back to that when we look at some bets. Next one, Michael Pereira. And if you don't know this man, he is electric, an absolute blast to watch. Jumping off the cages, backflip kicks, fucking doing crazy shit in the octagon. But he's got a tight one against Boom Boom, again, a Russian with the last name Magomedov. Ends with an OV, very tight in Vegas. This is the last name battle of the UFC, Pereira versus Magomedov. There's a lot of studs with those last names. It's going to be an insanely fun one to watch. You're not going to want to miss this one. Pereira versus Magomedov, it's a tough call, but we'll come back to that on who I think is going to actually end up winning that one. our third fight to the night, we've got the Georgian, Giga Chikadze. Go ahead and try and pronounce that one. He is 36 years old, number 12 ranked. He is 15-4. His last 3 fights have gone to decision. He lost to Arnold Allen, beat Caceres, and then lost to Calvin Kattar. So he's kind of gone back and forth in his career lately. But with that being said, he's got a real threat coming to the plate. We've got David Onama of Uganda. Boom. Oh, that one got me. His last fight was electric. We use that word a lot here when something's exciting, folks. It was against Nate Landelier, if you remember that one. They went back and forth all the way until the final bell. And Onama got the decision. But biggest fight of Onama's career. He's got a chance. This is a gatekeeper fight. Giga is number 12. Onama's trying to break into that barrier of rankings. He's 13-2. Easily the biggest fighter of his career. 3-fight win streak for him. And also he has won 5 of his last 6. I could see this being a good one. I could see someone getting knocked out. And I'm liking Onama on this one. I think he's really rising up through the ranks. But hey, Giga could take him down, make it happen. We'll see. We'll come back to that in the bets. Next one, folks. It is the retirement party. It should have been last time. Anthony Lionheart Smith. You got to give the guy credit. 38-21. Good Lord, dude. Good Lord, that's a lot of fights. His nickname's the Lionheart for a reason. He is a massive underdog. Both him and Zhang are orthodox. He took on John Jones in 2019, took him all 5 rounds. That's a pretty great achievement, but it went to decision and he obviously lost. Anthony Smith has had a roller coaster of a career. His last fight, his friend passed away, and that was kind of hard for him throughout it. And he looked just lackadaisical in there and not wanting to be there, and he lost. So, is he going to make a bounce back here? That's for you. Keep up with me now. Zhang, who he's fighting, 18-6. This guy is a part of my undisputed bet tonight. No more bullshit. Lock of the night. Okay? Undisputed bet. We'll come back to that. But I love Zhang, and so does Vegas. He's -500. Like I said, he's both orthodox. Zhang is coming on an 11-fight win streak. KO'd his last 8 competitors. 8, folks. This guy is fit for light heavyweight. He is fast for light heavyweight. His leg kicks are fucking dangerous. Okay? Anthony Smith is retiring this Saturday in Kansas City. I feel for the man, but it's time. Like I said, folks, this is a quick one tonight. We're rolling through it into our main event. Ian Garry versus Carlos Prates. Carlos Prates, if you didn't know, he has recently entered the rankings at number 13. He is a part of the Fight Nerds. 4 wins in the UFC. None of those Fight Nerds have lost, and he loves cigarettes, which I think is hilarious. I actually recently saw that someone who is dealing with cancer reached out to Carlos on Twitter and said, hey, I'm going to be in Kansas City. Would you mind shaving my head, for cancer? Carlos said, shit, yeah, I'll meet you in Kansas City. So he's a good dude. He's a fun dude. His last 2 fights, he beat up Magny, he beat up Jinglang Lang, KO, TKO wins his last 10 fights. So his last 10 fights, he has knocked someone out or TKO. Then we go into Ian Garry. Ian is 2 inches taller, but this is interesting. Carlos has a 3.5 reach advantage, even though Ian is taller. So Carlos is long, okay? That's gonna be a fun one. Ian Garry in the UFC is 8-1 with his only loss coming to decision to Shavkat. I'm sure you watched him against Michael Venom Page. It was going to be awesome, but it was kind of a bounce around contest, and he won that one by decision as well. His last 4 fights, all going to decision. Ian Garry's fun, but also boring. And I gotta give the man credit. I've never really liked him, but the fact that he is taking this fight on short notice, it's pretty awesome. Within a month, maybe a month and a half, if you didn't know this was supposed to be main card, this was supposed to be Khalil Roundtree versus Jamal Hill. That got moved to the Baku, Algiers stand or some shit like that a couple weeks out. But we'll come to that when we get there. Ian Garry, last couple fights. TKO Daniel Rodriguez, beat Neil Magny, beat Jeff Neal, and like I said, MVP, all by decision. I respect his high activity, short notice replacement. This is a fun one and a fun one to try to break down. Ian Garry, like I said, 15-1. Shavkat is the real deal. Whenever he gets his hands on Bilal Muhammad for a title shot, or Jack Della Maddalena, I guess, that will be a fun one. The fun pick here is Carlos, right? The fight nerd, the up-and-comer, the cig smoker. But Ian Garry has really started to add to his experience in the UFC. And he is a smart fighter, as much as I don't like to admit it. So, this is a great fight night, folks. This is going to be a good time. This is in Kansas City, but this is a international fight week. We got Irish versus Brazilian, American versus Chinese, Georgian versus Uganda, Brazilian versus German, Jamaican versus Denmark. We got people from all over the world coming to Kansas City. It's going to be great. Let's get into some bets and parlays, okay? My parlay. I love Ikram, Brown, Magomedov, Onama, Zhang, and Garry. Okay, I know that's a lot. It's all the main fights. Plus 1,186, 20 bucks wins 257. Don't forget, if you somehow win that, send me half. Then we have the undisputed bet of the night. I love Aliskerov, I love Zhang, and I love Onama heading into this. Now that only reaches to about plus 113, 20 bucks about doubles your money to 43, 44 bucks. But still, you want to cash in on a little bit of money, undisputed bet is the way to go. Then, my homie, Average Joe, loves a guy in the early prelims of Wellmaker, minus 128. Likes him to start off his parlay. He likes Pereira. Now, Pereira is obviously a fun one, but I think he might get into trouble with Magomedov on the ground. Maybe it won't go there, and Pereira will dominate, but he likes Pereira. He likes Onama, and he loves Garry. That's plus 763. 20 bucks wins you 172. So that's Average Joe's bets. There's my bets. My wife did not have an opinion on the Ian Garry fight or even the main card in itself. So maybe that explains that it's kind of a, not the greatest fight night. But we are here to break it down for you. I'm excited to be here. If you are not subscribed, make sure you click that button. Make sure you're checking out our polls. Make sure you're checking us out on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. We're all over it. We're just getting started. Oh, don't forget my new Marab UFC card right here. Awesome. Love it. Okay, so we are diving in closer here, folks, to UFC KC, diving in closer to UFC 315 and UFC Des Moines. I'll see you back here next time, folks. Have a great Easter. God bless everybody. Can't wait to see you next time.